Today we're going to be making a classic no-bake chocolate peanut butter cookie. I've been making these since I was a kid, so I thought it'd be fun to share with you. I've got a 1/4 cup of butter in here. I'm going to add 1.5 cups of sugar. And a 1/4 cup of baking powder, or baking cocoa, I'm sorry. I'm going to give the sugar and cocoa powder a little stir before we turn the heat on here, just to get it combined and some of the clumps out here. And then I'm going to slowly add in some milk. And I like to just kind of get it incorporated and lump free before I start warming it up. So adding a little bit of liquid at a time helps to get that accomplished. It doesn't have to be anything fancy or take too long, just kind of make sure you don't have any lumps. Alright, now I'm going to turn the heat on to medium. We just need to get that butter melted. You want to stir it relatively frequently at this stage, just to make sure nothing kind of gets stuck to the bottom while you're getting it warmed up. All right, so the butter's melted and it's just barely starting to come to a slight simmer. There's just a few little bubbles going on in there. So we're gonna go ahead and put the spatula to the side and let it simmer for 1 minute. You don't wanna overcook it at this point, because if you cook it too long, it'll be kind of dry and crumbly cookies. So go ahead and set your timer. 1 minute's all it takes. All right, after 1 minute, we're gonna go ahead and remove it from the heat. Now you want to stir in your peanut butter. And your vanilla. All that's left is your oatmeal. This recipe works with instant oats or old-fashioned, so whatever you have on hand will be just fine. We'll give that a stir in. All right, now we'll let that sit for a minute or two, and then we'll scoop it out. All right, I've got a small cookie scoop here that's about a tablespoon. You can use a tablespoon or just kind of eyeball it, however you want to do it. You're gonna take your mixture and just put it on. This is a silicone baking mat. You can use wax paper or parchment paper or whatever you'd like. I like to flatten them down a little bit just for a good cookie shape, but so these are about, 2 or 3 bite cookies. You could make them bigger if you want. Obviously, since you're not baking them, you don't have to worry about them being exactly uniform or adjusting baking times or anything. So these are nice, easy, forgiving cookies. They're perfect for when your sweet tooth is acting up and you don't have time to make something too extravagant, because it just takes a few minutes start to finish. Obviously you can eat them now. They're super messy right now. They set up to be a nice cookie texture. If you put them in the refrigerator for about 15 or 20 minutes, they'll be ready to go. You can also just leave them at room temperature for a while and they'll set that way too. So I'll finish this and I'll see you in a little bit. All right, there you have them. Easy peasy, no bake, chocolate peanut butter oatmeal cookies. A perfect summer treat.